What is going on, everyone? Jake Blaine here, the Pocketbooks Movies. I am joined today by Jacob Bartley, and the both of us are very, very excited because we are going to do a short spoiler review to Mission Impossible Fallout, the sixth film in the Mission Impossible franchise. 6 movies, which is a big feat. It is a big feat for this franchise. Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Henry Cavill, Angela Bassett, Vanessa Kirby, Sean Harris. Like, the cast is phenomenal. Directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who has returned after doing Rogue Nation. And for the first time in the franchise, this is a direct sequel, which is very interesting. Like, there are moments.
The story carries on from the previous
one. And so,
which normally doesn't happen. It's usually a brand new story.
Exactly. So, we saw this at separate times. Jacob was actually able to go earlier than me, which I despise him for that.
But can't believe you didn't go opening night. It's crazy.
I will. Do you know what I was at? I was at the Star Wars Symphony.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew you were out of town.
I was at the Star Wars Symphony, and we'll talk about that later.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Now we're going to break into a little bit of spoilers, not too much, kind of overall thoughts of the movie, dive a little bit into some stuff, but we're going to follow the movie with a full spoiler discussion. With Keith, with Brian. A little bit later this week, we're going to give a chance, all of us, to speak on it as much as we want.
Talk a little more in depth.
Yeah, so since we didn't get to see it together, I don't really know your thoughts on the movie. Why don't you give us a little bit?
We haven't talked about it at all.
Nope, don't know a single word.
I absolutely love this movie. Oh my goodness. Okay, just to give some, a way to think about how much I like it. Infinity War is my favorite movie of the year so far. I was thinking for a moment, I was like, do I like this more than Infinity War? It is up there for me. I absolutely love it, and Rogue Nation was my favorite Mission Impossible movie. Everybody loves Ghost Protocol, and so do I, but Rogue Nation was my favorite. I was like, it can't get better than that. They might have topped themselves.
Christopher McQuarrie, dude.
They might have topped themselves.
This guy knows what he's doing.
I want to see it again. I want to think about it, but I love it. It's amazing.
It's funny that you mentioned the whole Infinity War thing, because I took a day to sit on it, but I posted on Twitter that it's the best film of the year.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I didn't think, you saw how excited I was. I didn't think you were going to say you liked it more than me.
It's the best film of the year.
Wow.
It is the best film of 2018.
Here's 100%. The thing, I think it's a better movie than Infinity War. But for me, Infinity War is still my favorite. But who knows? That can change in 5 minutes.
If I see Infinity War on Blu-ray again, which it comes out in a little bit, I may change my mind.
Yeah.
And I may think about it again once I see Mission Impossible. It may solidifies it. But Fallout is the best film of the year.
I was not expecting that.
It's the best film, and I will tell you why.
It's incredible.
I will tell you why. Because Christopher McQuarrie has taken the time, not just to give us great characters with backstories, but for the first time in the franchise, we dive into the soul of Ethan Hunt.
Absolutely. I was thinking about that same thing. Like, a lot of these action movies, they don't really have time to focus on character that much, And this movie, it's like a kind of a spiritual journey for Ethan Hunt, in a way.
Which is why it is now better than James Bond.
Oh, man. I don't know about
James Bond
that.
does this. This is why James Bond is so popular, because it's about him, his struggles, and what he goes through.
And how he can't be a real...
Look at what happened to him in this movie.
No.
This is all about him, his soul, his struggle. He's being framed for these things that Sean Harris's character is. Spoiler, he's being framed for everything by Henry Cavill's character, which was a very cool twist. And Henry Cavill playing off of Tom Cruise was amazing. It was incredible.
So incredible.
It was the way they twisted it and made him... And what was interesting is that in the beginning of the movie, it felt like it was almost a passing of the torch. With that skydiving scene.
I kind of felt like that a little bit.
And then it just flipped, and it was a whole villain versus good guy thing, and the two of them going after each other.
In the beginning, I had my suspicions, but in the beginning, I did not think that Henry Cavill was bad.
I thought he was bad from the trailers. I knew
here's
there
the
was
thing.
A point.
It sucks because you see the third act in the trailers when they're chasing each other down in the helicopters. So you kind of knew, but I was trying to forget about that, and if I was just watching this and had no idea... And the time I realized he's the villain is when he tries to frame him with the phone and tries to give it to Angela Bassett. I'm like, okay, he's definitely the villain. But for me, I think this might be my favorite villain in all the Mission Impossible films.
Which one? Henry Cavill or Sean Harris?
Henry Cavill. Because the thing is, he's a physical threat for Ethan Hunt, which a lot of the villains aren't.
That bathroom scene?
All right, here's the thing, but they're not even finding each other. Okay,
no,
that bathroom scene is amazing because whoever that guy was, random guy hired to play John Lark.
Yes.
Was whooping there, but no problem.
What was very cool about it too, and I don't mean to cut you off, but Tom Cruise got his ass whooped, and it was all about showing how brooding Henry Cavill was. That whole scene was about showing how brooding he was.
But the other guy whooped both of them. No problem. Like, he was going to win that fight against them both.
And then Rebecca Ferguson comes in and shoots him in the head.
And the thing for me, a lot of people could speculate, Henry Cavill, like the guy knew Henry Cavill was on it. I don't think he.
No, I don't think he knew at all.
He hired him, and he didn't know that was the guy.
John Lark was an A-list, and nobody knew who he was.
So they went after So he really tried to fight that guy.
Yes.
And that guy, he probably hired the best fighter in the world because 2 top-notch agents in the American government, best of their class at fighting, couldn't take him on. Arguably the best scene in the movie, but then there's the skydiving scene,
which was the lightning strike.
Because.
Dude,
it came out of nowhere.
It literally came out of nowhere.
But they say it, and then it happens.
And then it just goes. It's like the Star Wars The Last Jedi scene where just no music. It just shuts off.
That scene, and the thing is, he could have let him die right there.
Yes.
Like, unless he was faking it, but I doubt it.
And then you go into the motorcycle scene, which in Paris was phenomenal. And then you go to the final battle scene,
the helicopter scene,
and then they're on top of the cliff fighting.
Dude, that hook in the skull.
Here's the thing. Here's why I think it's the best modern action franchise. Yes. Why I think it's the best film of the year, and why I think it's better than James Bond. Tom Cruise does every stunt.
Yeah, I mean that you have to add that into the formula. Like
he flew
incredible.
The helicopter. He rode the motorcycle through Paris
without a helmet.
Like
he did that. Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy what this guy does to entertain us.
Exactly. That's why I respect him so much. And on top of all of that, great movie, great storytelling, great character building. Great camaraderie among the main characters.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Simon Pegg.
Great twists. Great twists that, like, even though there's twists coming in a Mission Impossible movie, they still get me every time. Like, I just enjoy them. Alec Baldwin, I hope he's not dead.
Oh, dude, yes, that was big. Dude, the emotional tug, that's huge.
He might not be dead, though.
That's huge.
He might not be dead, but I loved how he went after Cavill and was, punching him.
Here's why I think he might be dead is because it may have been an Angela Bassett stepping in and becoming the.
I could see she kind of took
the cover
that role.
of the M.
Yeah, she kind of took that role. I just hope Jeremy Renner returns, but we can
I
talk
think
about
he
that.
will. I think he will. And what's cool about this movie too, going away from the good guys, is that with movies like this, is a lot of the time we see a great big bad and horrible lower bad guys. Vanessa Kirby, the White Widow, was great.
She was great.
Sean Harris, great coming back.
Exactly.
But Henry Cavill, obviously, those are 3 bad guys that are so good. And even Rebecca Ferguson at times, she played bad because
she was an antagonist.
She had to.
And Angela Bassett was kind of an antagonist
They
too.
were all great. Everyone.
You're so right. Usually, like, the main villain's great.
Well, an example could be this Infinity War.
Yeah.
The Black Order.
Thanos is amazing.
Wasn't used as well as we had hoped.
They don't have any depth or nothing like that.
Exactly.
Like, all these characters are such great
And that movie's so far different because there's so many characters.
It's way different.
An action franchise gave us 3 legit villains.
Yeah.
2 of them are still alive.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I probably know the answer to it. Do you have any negatives?
No, not right now.
I can't think of any.
And the one negative I thought going in would have been the Michelle Monaghan coming back his wife.
But it
was
they
so
did it,
fluid.
The way they did it.
It was so fluid.
He set it all up.
Yes.
He set it all up.
He brought them in.
Dude, it was like a James Bond
Angel,
movie
the Guardian
in a way.
Angel. Yes.
The way they set it all up. And
it's the modern
so
James
well.
Bond. It is. I love Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Casino Royale is one of my favorite movies of all time. But the way this franchise is going,
well, think about the last 3. If you consider the last 3 kind of a trilogy,
even the last 4, because MI3 was like the renaissance of like turning the franchise
it came
over.
Back
with
around,
J.J.
and they only had
Abrams.
one movie that was okay.
Exactly.
The second one, but if you just look at these 3 sets of movies, we're always talking trilogies. That is incredible.
It's in consideration for the greatest action trilogy of all time.
And think about just the past decade or so, or the past 15 years. Have we gotten a better 3 set of movies?
They're all in the 90%.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
This one is ranked 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I might have a little nitpicks here and there, but nothing worth mentioning.
And we will get into them in our spoilers. We will get a full overview with Keith, with Brian, of everything in this movie.
Yeah.
But dude, this movie, it is the summer blockbuster.
I will say there's a few action movie cliches, but like the thing with those, they do something different with them and make them feel fresh. Yes. So even those work.
And also another add-on for this, but the pacing was so good.
It was amazing.
Good.
That's how Rogue Nation was too.
Yeah,
the pacing is
Christopher
amazing.
McQuarrie, man, I can't wait to see what he does next. If he comes back for another Mission Impossible, maybe he's doing his own little trilogy.
Because he didn't do Ghost
and
Protocol.
Because Sean Harris is still alive, and they might be doing this little trilogy within the franchise.
His main villain, yeah.
He also did Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise, which I absolutely love. But I
good point.
cannot wait to see what he
No,
does.
I think that's a good idea. If Christopher McQuarrie wraps it all up, you know, I think that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this movie,
Best
everything.
Dude, I'm surprised because we didn't talk about it. So
Everything.
I said it might be my favorite movie of the year, and you said it is the best movie of the year.
It is the best movie of the year.
That's exciting.
And we will save our ratings for
Yes.
this special spoiler discussion.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's build the anticipation a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Obviously,
those
we
are our
loved it.
quick, spoiler-filled thoughts on Mission Impossible Fallout, the brand new Mission Impossible movie, the movie of the year if you're talking to me, the second
It's
movie of
up
the year
there.
if you're talking to
It's
Jacob.
up there, man.
Wait, let me ask you this before we go. Is it better than Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yes.
Oh!
It is. Yeah.
That's some good
Dude,
stuff.
I'm
That's some good
comparing
stuff.
it to Infinity War. Like,
Yeah.
that's my favorite movie, and that's
Yeah.
hard to beat for me.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun talking in
Yeah.
the full breakdown. We're gonna get into some good stuff on that. So yeah, that is our full spoiler reactions to Mission Impossible Fallout. Jacob, thank you for joining me today. Head down to the comments, let us know what you thought of Mission Impossible Fallout. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is there anything wrong with the movie? Are we
I
wrong
want to
about
hear
it?
what other people think. Are
Yeah,
there
let's have a
negatives
conversation
that we're
about
not
it.
seeing?
That way we can talk about it in our full
Exactly,
breakdown. And make sure you check that out in just a few days. So again, thank you for joining us, and until next time, see you later.